This gentleman here saw the vision of Dr. Anna Becker and EndoTech in 2019, quickly took a decision, became the equity partner, and helped EndoTech to achieve their financial goals by the end of the year 2025. A person who is versatile in the financial markets, a person who visions and foresees a lot of great projects, and also has invested in a lot of progressive FinTech projects around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, let's welcome Edward.
You know, I was told the group of these people here are very, very big influencers, leaders, and I want to say I'm very honored to be in presence with you guys here. You know, it's really important to surround yourself with people who you want to be, and if you're here with all of these people here, right? With all of you here, you influencing each other and you making more and more successful each other just because you stay together. This is not just a regular event. I'm here to introduce somebody who's very, very special and deserves a special introduction. So Jeremy asked, hey, do you want to introduce Dr. Anna? I go like, why don't somebody else introduce? But then I go like, no, she deserves a special invitation. And before I will introduce her, I want to tell you a short story, how everything started, right? So in 2014, I was in Hong Kong for a business trip, and I get a call from a friend who asked me to check option trading with one company. And keep in mind, I was not involved in any MLM or anything, and this person had no experience in trading, so he asked me to do a favor for him, just to check. There's a company supposed to be sending some trades and to look into it and see if it's real. So when I got back from Hong Kong to US, I'm from US, I started looking into it, taking trades, and I was really impressed. And the reason I was impressed, because it was easy just to pick the trade. And this is not related right now what I'm saying, but you will understand why I'm telling you this. It was easy to take trades, and I was thinking like, all my life, every single friend I have around me, constantly asking me to manage funds for them, or tell them when I'm investing something so they can do too, right? And to me, it's a big pressure. It's something that I do not want to do. And when I saw that the trades are coming in, you just need to place your own trade, I'm thinking, well, that's amazing. That's how I started this industry. But, of course, I've been in trades for a very long time, but here's what happened with this company. And by the way, before I'll tell you something, Nick, I'm so impressed what you guys did, that whole system, free education. I was sitting and talking to Joey and go like, so, you don't have to pay anything. You just sign up for exchange, connect your personal account into the trading, and you get paid, and that's it. And you refer people, and they do, and none of them have to pay. I go like, how does other companies going to survive? The reason, you know, this company that in 2014 when I met, that's what they do. They charge for education, and then they constantly had issues. So, and I already had a team, and I go like, I got to do something. Now I have responsibilities. I have this big team, and the product sucks. So I was in Asia talking to one lawyer. He's from financial lawyer, and he tells me about EndoTech. And that was back in 2018. So we made a call. I connect my personal account on Binance, back then. I was looking for this company to bring somebody, right? And start trading. I was really impressed. So I decided to flew in and meet EndoTech, meet who's this Dr. Anna Becker. When I found out the story about her, when she was I guess she was still a teenager. She was in college or university, and one of the professor gave her, not just to her, he gave to the whole class to solve some kind of problem, homework. And I said, go ahead and try to do it. I don't know how long it took her, but when she comes back and she gives them, she solved this problem. It appears for the last 30 years, nobody could solve this problem. And she did it. And this is when a lot of different professors starts reaching out to her from medical industry, from financial industry. And I took some notes so I don't miss something about her, but she's pretty impressive. She's genius. She's not just an average person. So at age 20, she published artificial intelligence. She was published in artificial intelligence journal. Dr. Anna Becker wrote books on, and this is something new I learned back then, I never heard of it. It's based on network. It's basically, if you don't know what it is, because I didn't know how to Google before, and I was driving here and I asked Jeremy, how do you pronounce this word? He never heard of this word too, but you can Google this word. It's actually, you will understand, right? She worked at the major world universities, like London business schools, Stanford. Currently, right now, there's one major university in US. We already scheduled for them, not just for interview. And this is not paid. The whole class, professors, they studying her developing AI, what she's going to present it to you right now. The reason I think this is important, so you understand, this is not just somebody who, sitting at home and doing some work. This is a really, she's a celebrity. She's a robot. She's AI herself. So let me give you a few more highlights about her before I call her. So she worked with major banks, hedge funds, funds of funds. Dr. Anna, first company that she developed in algorithmic, she sold it to a major big broker. And the latest project in 2021, this is what she's gonna talk. It was, when we started this project, it was just a fantasy. Then it became reality. During these 5 years, I seen the whole team, how they were working and developing. It went through ups and downs, but something that it was fantasy turned into reality. And I want you guys, that she deserves the best welcome. So I wanna ask you all to stand up and welcome Dr. Anna Becker.
Thank you. Yes. So lots of words were said, and actually I'm really, really excited to be here in Dubai, and why Dubai? Because here's the place where people know that things are done. Things are not, don't just hear them. Things need to be done. So love to come here, and what I would like to do right now, I love the energy, so let's keep it up. I would like to little bit to know you better. So let's do this. Like I'm in university, I usually ask questions and you answer. You can answer not only with hand, you can give a little sound, it's okay. So let's start. Do you use AI?
Yes.
Wow. You're trying to make me feel better, right? Tell me who is not using AI. Just say no. You're afraid of me, okay. So, second question, we'll have fun. Second question, have you invested or traded crypto?
Yes.
Wow. My kind of card. Okay, then the next question. Do you know what market prediction is?
Yes.
Yes. Quieter, okay. Who doesn't know? Say no.
No.
No, okay. Okay, we'll learn about this today. So, I'm excited because it's working? Yeah. I'm excited because there are certain times in life when we hear things for the first time. And when it happens, usually we feel a little bit of doubt, right? It's hard for us to accept this information, and it's okay, it's normal. But I advise you to really listen, because one day you might say it started today. So this is a presentation where I will try to show you something new that will, stay with you for years. It's not clicking. Okay. After 25 years in trading industry, in investment industry, we decided as a team, and myself personally, of course, to start a project. Real AI, to develop real AI that works on market prediction. In 2023, I stood a little bit less intimate place, and we shared the AI. We shared that we were able to better launch hundreds and even thousands of AI agents and experts and assistants that worked, and we were able to show that it actually does good things in the market. And then I promised kind of that in short couple of weeks, that turned to months, and then it turned to years. In 2025, in February, we finally launched the full product. It was, cosmic short 2 years. So we launched the product and we started real-time testing of the technology. And now I'm coming to you and I would like us to cheer for AI, right? That coming to the stage. And you remember how we did it in 23? Just, scream AI. Let's try it. AI. A. Okay, excellent. But this time, we'll do it.
You told me I'm responsible for keeping the audience awake during the presentation.
Eric, put on the lights.
I'm an AI technology for market prediction.
Not working. I apologize. There are some technical difficulties. This clicker is not working.
You told me I'm responsible for keeping the...
Okay, guys, I apologize. The one thing I learned is that when you're trying to do presentation, everything goes wrong. So we'll really try to keep it. Yeah. So it was supposed to be grand entry of my co-partner Eric. So we'll do it without grand entry, just in a simple way. He was supposed to hijack the audience, hijack your attention, but let's do it without this. Yeah. On here? Okay.
Hi, Dubai.
Okay, this was his entry. Yeah. And then I say, Ari, put on the lights. Why are you trying to do this dramatic entry? And he answers, point forward.
You told me I'm responsible for keeping the audience awake during the presentation.
Okay, and then I say, fair. And then he answers who you are, and he presents himself.
I'm an AI technology for market prediction.
Okay, now we can cheer. Okay, so we presented the area, and I would like to present myself in a way through AI. When I am telling that I have PhD in AI, actually in artificial intelligence, people ask, was there any AI before 2023? And it's funny, right? Because what happens is that AI was here from 1946. And the term AI was founded in 56, right? So we have such a huge story coming from here. So the way it started, it was as a team by John McCartney that handled the name of AI, and they started the real work. Then in 1970s, 1980s, it was real expert systems. And I was a kid.
Oh,
my
in our
gosh,
duo,
we're
Dr.
not.
Anna is romantic. I'm a realist. I'm not doing magic, at least not yet. I'm a specialized AI tool.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, you're not clicking anything, right? No, okay. We'll have to do all the presentations, it's fine. It will be fine, don't worry. So, I was a kid in this area of expert systems. And my father, he was managing, he was actually a computer scientist, he was managing a room of computers, these huge rooms with humming and blinking computers. And the password to his huge computer was Anna. And me and my brother, we were reading about science fiction. And the science fiction and AI was not just, the subject, it was our religion. And one day I hoped that I will be able to build my own AI, and this AI will be smarter than me, it will be smarter than everybody on this planet, and it will do magic. And I'm saying to Ari, you are the magic for me. And he answers, as we heard, that I'm the romantic in the duo, and he's a realist. I'm really happy that he is very structured and he can keep up with my dreams. So I'm not clicking, I'm touching. Got you. So I cannot touch. So machine learning came in 2000s, and it changed to deep learning. Deep learning is something that we started to hear already in the news. Deep learning that brought us to the final point that everybody now, so I just need to touch it very lightly. To the final point of 2023, that was a major, major change in our lives. In November 22, OpenAI launched ChatGPT. If you know that for many, many years it was beta testing, but we didn't hear about that. We heard about this in already in 23 when millions, hundreds of millions of users started to use it. Yeah. And now in 2026, you know the state of affairs. You cannot afford not to use AI, and I really loved the way you said that you're using AI, because everything that we do right now, we go to our own ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini, and we ask help, right? We use it literally in every field, and right now the sad story is that people started to get fired from their jobs as programmers, and sometimes it's reasonable, sometimes it's not, just because people are emotional and hear too much PR about AI. But the story is that AI is here and we cannot afford not to use AI. We need the edge of being not faster as computers, but smarter, and we have to we have to think about what is our edge with being smart, what is our edge of being with AI. And, back.
What will Bitcoin...
Okay, let's go back, wait. But what's sad is that, again, in my field, in the field of market prediction, in the field of financial industry, we didn't hear about success, right? We didn't hear about, we don't hear about what's done, what's working. Sometimes we'll get some cute PR saying somebody's choose this stock, or somebody did this, or somebody did that. We sometimes would try to do ourselves, right? But there is no major announcement till now that somebody did something with AI through the existing new tools, right? And when we were preparing for the presentation, Ari with me for the last 5 years. For the last 2 years, we worked with him day in and day out. And as he said, he's our technology for AI. So what we did together is we asked major AI technologies.
What will Bitcoin's price be in 24 hours?
And what we received, Ari will present it to you, is different answers. It was a large, pages of answers, and I would like ask him to summarize it for us. And let's go and see what was the answers. So most of them said, I have no clue, and I don't want to pretend that I can give you the predictions. There were some surprises, for example, in ChatGPT, that at some point he really answered the question. He said, 55% it will go there, 45% it will go there, and we're a little bit on our seats, like what's happening here, and then we read the answer. And the answer was that something that we expected in Friday, and think about this, in Saturday, he was expecting the Friday events. That's why he said. So he's very confident, right? But the answer was a time back machine for 1 day back. So good job for him, still not good enough. It's called data leakage, if somebody doesn't know. Claude was really humorous, and it was fun talking to him. No narrative that helps you. And Gemini was opposite. Really lots of information and articles and ideas, right? And you need to put it yourself. So as a retail client, I think it's very useful. So why it's happening? Let's go. Oops, I'm back. Okay. We're good, right? Yeah, so why it's happening? LLMs, by the way, it's a name of all the things that we know, right? The ChatGPTs and so on, large model machines. What's happening? Why it's such a hard thing for them to predict it? Is because they hear the words, they hear the narrative, they hear news, article, forums, opinions, right? But they are not observing the markets, okay? So what's the problem of not observing something? I think like some people find it really easy to understand, some people find it hard. I'll give you the simple example. You're going to some exotic place. And before you go, you have option 1, to check whether, to speak to some brilliant guy that reads lots of books and he read about this exotic place. And option B is to talk to a seasoned tour guide that lives there and loves the place. So what do we choose? We choose B, right? And ideally we choose B, that this is the guy that also loves to read the books. So this is what we need. We cannot rely on someone that read about some history and some story. We need somebody that lives the place, lives the market. So what is the big issue? Big issue that the specific field of of the market, specific field of market reactions, and the way the price is comprised is not something that is created one time. It's a living organism that constantly creates the price from thousands and sometimes millions of traders and investors that decide to do something. And our question with Ari was, is this possible that what you need to do is just to plug ChatGPTs to the real information and then it will work out? Is this an option that, let's say, tomorrow ChatGPT will decide, let's connect to all the data of crypto, of Forex, and then it will start working? And unfortunately not, because it's not only this. When I asked Ari, are they useless? He was really upset.
Of course not. I use them across my workflow, and someday I hope to have one of my own.
Yeah, he has a list of wishful thinking, like he wants to have his own LLM, he wants to have data from CME that costs like $100,000. Like he has, like a kid, he has his list. So we use a lot all the LLMs. Why? Because you need to read the information. You still rely a lot on the information. You need to create hypotheses. You need to explain back what's happening within AI back to the people. So it's not a closed machine. It's not a black box. It's more of the open box. But as market structured, there is no way in current application of learning the language and studying the language, our current AI machines will be able to do so. So I just wanted you to understand how markets work. So here's your target of the small blue thing. Is your target of what is the price, what is the data, because what is market prediction? For the people that don't understand what is market prediction, it's very simple. The price is 100, we predict that it will be 110 or 100 or 90, right? And then this is a market prediction, where it will go. Now, in market prediction, you also add how long it will take, and then you add what is the probability that it will happen. That's it. This is market prediction. So when we are at price 100, we have a price, this is the small blue target that's saying where it will be, right? So from one side, how people decide where the price will be. It's a collective effort, as I said, of hundreds and sometimes millions of traders that, what do? They look at different data. They look at the data in numeric form, first of all, about the economies, about other assets, about reports, like lots of numeric, and even news that something happened to one of the exchanges, something happened to something positive happened, Trump said something. So it's a lot of data. It's words, information, charts. Lots of people ignore everything, try to do it with charts. There is another issue with that. Then you have decision tools. This is a huge field. Like, how do you decide what to do? And then you have logic, of course. You have mathematical formulas, all the big guys sitting on math. And then, of course, we have human behavior. We have fear of missing out. We have emotions. We have lots of things that affecting it, right? And then we have market intelligence. This is the tricky part. It's saying how once everything is sitting in specific context, right? We are, for example, we're in COVID, or we were in a very stable period of the markets, or how do we manage all this information? How does it change? So what's happening with this picture is that it's not stable. It's always moving. Lots of noise in every area. Every area, it's lots and lots of information, right? So we kind of, Dubai, we have a problem, right? Because what do we do as retail clients? What do? We want to participate in high return markets. This is for us, right? We don't have many opportunities. Stocks, sometimes you can catch NVIDIA, but it's not so many that do hundreds of percents. Real estate is tricky, like we're really limited in what to do. Again, I love to present to this type of crowd that are entrepreneurial in nature and you have your own ideas of what to do. But the regular guy that has a 8 to 5 job, it's tricky. So what type of problem do we have? We are left with 4 options. First option is we have AIs that we get narratives instead of signals, instead of what to do. The second option is the most hot option, is just to put your money in one of the assets and hope to die, It's, you saw that Bitcoin and Ethereum dropped 92% in 2018, right? And even now they dropped 50%. Sometimes they go to 60%. So every year or two, you're just left with uncontrollable risk. Tools that break in the market. You probably saw so many systems that promise a lot, right? But the way they work is people find an edge in the market, they build a system, they build some mass around it, they create a small application, and then they put it to the market. And you probably saw, hundreds of times that it's not working in the market. And the reason is exactly what you saw before. Markets are much more complicated than this, and markets change, regimes change. Like literally every element of the market changes. We don't see it as, again, retail guys, but the structure of the market constantly changes. So these systems are not working in the long term. And the final one is that the people that do math properly and that do huge systems, they are institutional, Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley's, and they work with hedge funds, and hedge funds are available for large people, like for high net worth individuals and institutional clients, and retail clients don't have any access. So we're left with very sad 4 options. So what do? We ask Ari, right? Ari, can you predict the market?
Yes, I can. The real question now is how accurate and stable my predictions are.
And this is the other message that I want you to remember. That we are from this period, like I don't want to say maybe from today, we are in the era when AI is able to predict markets. So it's not a question anymore whether you go to ChatGPT and check, is it possible? It's more of the answer is you need to check how well they do it. So let me go, and here you should have your doubts, right? Because I explained to you all the issues and you need to have your doubts. Let's go to how someone can stabilize the system. How can one work with the system? And the answer is this. Ari is built from the infrastructure that is completely holistic. He leaves the market. It takes all the data that any professional traders have. It takes the data layer. It's a huge data layer that gets, again, all the information for all the markets. It's not about Bitcoin. It's about every market in the world that can affect Bitcoin, okay? So we, as EndoTech, we didn't build just AI system for the Bitcoin. We built the system for the world, okay? Because, again, everything affects everything. You cannot just take small part and make it work. So we have the data connected to all the exchanges. We have all the numbers coming from economists. We have all the numbers coming from news and articles and so on. So the other thing that is this layer. It's a huge layer. By the way, this layer is handled not by our programmers that are connected to this. This layer is handled by AI systems that takes the information. For example, if Trump says something, you need to structure it. You need to find out what's the result, right? So we have lots of AI systems working to translate this layer to something that system can understand. The second part is the smartness. This is a lot of math. Just believe me. It's like I'm telling that my team over the last 2 years, They literally had their brains, melted, and I have to give them all the time off, because this is the brain melting part, to create all the modeling of how these things, traders think, what can happen, scenarios, and so on. So this is a lot of mess. Now, of course, with this mess, we work with AI as well. AI is literally, we call this part, we call AI experts, this part we call AI assistants. And then, of course, the most important part that stabilizes the price for us is the intelligence layer. Intelligence layer is our AI agents that take all the context, like we understand the world, we understand the finance, economy, politics, right? We understand what we need to understand. I'm not saying that I understand politics for real, but the elements that are affecting Bitcoin, it does. So we know the regimes, we know like market regimes. We know the market regimes, we know the context, but the most important part is, in order to be efficient, you need to have something that constantly checks itself. So we have engine that every time you have some idea why things work, we test it, back test it, and we do it like super quick. Like we constantly have idea, check it, check it, check it. How else do we check it? We check it in real time. If error is wrong, it immediately checks itself against the market. Like first second, 20 seconds, 1 minute, and so on. It checks where he went wrong. He tries to fix it, to correct it, okay? So this backtesting and sensors are basically our system. I love this word debriefing. So he comes back to us with the debriefing style, and he says, okay, I saw that right now it's this regime, this parameter said this parameter, I saw that this is this. And then it asks other agents to verify what went wrong. Like, where did he get wrong information? And then this is the debriefing sensors that's extremely important. So markets moves, and error predicts. Yeah, I'm going to do what every parent does. I'm going to show you the photos of my kids, right? So now we're coming to the fun part. So everybody has stories, right? Everybody tells you that something is possible, but let's see what's possible, right? This is, okay, it's going back again. Let's try. Okay. Come on. Back. No, opposite. Opposite, I want to go back. Yeah, okay, let's hope it's here, right? So this is our Bitcoin last month and a half, right? Last month. And again, we sat with Yuri, and I looked for the nice pictures for you. And specifically this part, the part when the Bitcoin crashed, right? This nerve-wracking part. And what you want to understand is why, right? So what he does, can I see it? No, it's clicking. You see, it's too sensitive. This one. So I will just, I'll show you here. So you see these triangulars here? So these triangulars, this is the price of Bitcoin, and this is a huge crash that happened, right? So these triangulars, you can see the large one there, here, is basically what caused the markets to go down. And he reads the news, he understands this, he marks what's happening to the market, and this way we know what to do. So, again, to brag a little bit, the way it started is interest rate, right? It was an interest rate. He read the reports. He read the announcement. What you can see here is before the interest rate, he was ready for this event. He already made the predictions. He already made the what's going on. And then he read it correctly. Then the second one was, as usual, US government shuts down the information, and then the final one was really cute. It's just to show you that he is really versatile. He knows what to do on geopolitical events. on economic events, and he knows what to do with technical analysis. So since you are the traders, you said that you understand this field. So it's not only about how we read the politics or economy. It's about literally how traders trade. So this was very cute for me because he made the predictions, right? And okay, and then I want to show you just his RS line that he built, and you see that once it's crossed, it placed the point that now there is no way back. So even better situation is with our trades, because what did we do? The question is, okay, he's smart, he knows how to predict the markets, how do we trade? He works with our trading module, okay? And in trading module, he did this. Okay, look at this. He was thinking that markets may go long, right? May go up. So he went in. And here I want just you to pay attention that we are not black box. We're explaining everything that goes on. So if something goes wrong, we can test it and we can go back. Then he reversed to short, because everything that I said to you, that it was a sensing that things are going to be bad, right? He senses all the future events as well. So we reversed to short, and then we took this huge trade down. So from this point, and then we bought back again because of the same different ideas that he gave us, right? No, let's go. Okay, so you saw this huge trade that we did in the correct direction. While markets lost 30, 40, 50%, we made money on this trade, right? And another thing that I really would like, again, to brag as a scientist, I read a lot when I was just starting the field, get so much negativity and skepticism about this market that you feel almost like there's no reason for people to try to predict it, because you have random theory, you have efficient market, you have this, so it's like you're looking for the crumbs, right? And when I see this, is just mind-blowing for me, because look at Ari. You have this move of the Bitcoin, and he explains exactly what happened and why. And it just breaks, like Soros has reflexivity theory that's saying that efficient market analysis is taken wrong. So this is the proof that it's predictable. Again, I'm not trying to say that it's predictable in every situation and we'll be predicting always correctly and nothing can change and nothing can break our system. I'm not saying this at all. I'm just saying about current state of affairs. AI, at the moment, is able to predict markets. It knows when the thing will go. Now, again, he said it very correctly. He said it's not about if, it's about how well. And we will go right now in how well. And here again, as a scientist, I'm not allowed to brag. So, and also as, I'm a mother, I have 3 kids, and I feel great responsibility for people. And I think I would love to share this responsibility with you, because once AI is able to do things, and we are the first ones that can offer it to people, it's very important not to abuse risk, okay? Not everybody is like you guys that are literally loving risk. Because what do? You're risking your time, you're risking your efforts, you're risking your money sometimes. So you're loving risk. And not every client and not every person that will hear the story is able to do so. So I believe that everybody should take risk. Why is that? Because it's like, like sports. The more you do sports, the stronger you become. Risk is the same in our life. We need to take risks. But in order to take risk, person needs to do it at his own pace. You cannot force him to go to the cold water. He can get a heart attack. So please, I will give you right now the session of risk, and try to maybe I will even ask you questions after that, so it's like a small exam. But try to kind of think about this from other angles, and think about this, how else you can explain so people will take the risk that's suitable for them. So what you need to expect from the system. Because what is the system? Ari predicts, Ari works with trading, and the trading side is already developed for the, like my first company I sold in 2011, it was working from 2000. So these systems work, like execution side that does all the trading works. But, you are in the markets, you know that the market teaches you humility. We remember the story of a Swiss franc goes down and taking with it so many brokers. It's not because the brokers were wrong, it's just because this is our life. Like people that take risk, they know that they're thinking crash. Again, it's not necessarily our risk, it's a risk of the systems. So this is what we did. Again, I remind you, this area working on real accounts for the last year, from last February, okay? So this is 1 year of his results, okay? This is the one. I'll give you the numbers later, but I want you to look at the chart. So this is the number. In end of 25, we opened a little bit the system for the clients, and of course, as we expected, it went down, okay? So you see the capital on 3 months, it immediately went down, because, it's our luck. And there were 3 reasons why it happened. We fixed it together with Ari, but it was a shutdown. Ari didn't know how to manage these numbers, and some module got disconnected. So, like Murphy's Law. But anyway, we survived this period, and we went back with nice trades. If you look at this situation from the 6 months perspective, it looks less dramatic, right? And if you look at the 5-year table, you don't notice it even as a blip, right? But your clients are going to feel it on them because they will come excited and they will feel this 1 month, 2 months, maybe even harder situation coming up. And we need to stay focused. We need to say, you know what? This is a new technology. This is AI. This is new partnership. And guys are working to improve things. So it's not like we test it. If it doesn't work, it's a different story. The story does not change. What changes is that we are at the beginning of this technology that is working. You have options. You can wait for 5 years. You can see how it evolves. You can see to have it bulletproof. Or you can jump in now and to work with it. So again, this is our results. And you see the disclaimer. My designer literally kind of puked when I told him we need to put the disclaimer, because he said, like, I don't want to put disclaimers. Like, I worked so hard in every element of this presentation. No disclaimers. I said, I'm coming from commodities world, from NFA and CFTC and this. We need to put disclaimers. When we talk to people, we need to say things, and I will see which ones. So this is the numbers that I want to talk to you. This is the most important part of the practical side that what we're talking about. I guess it's hard for you to see the numbers, right? Okay, I'll speak them out to you. So when you are on Ari's platform, what you will see is that it displays also the performance results. We have 4 different systems that we offer at the moment. We offer Bitcoin, we offer Ethereum. Bitcoin is a little bit more advanced. Ethereum is still in our lab improving. Okay, on Bitcoin, what you can expect, again, from the past performance that we did, is 163% of annual returns. Okay, now important. When we say returns, we don't mean combined or leveraged. It's a fixed return. You're taking $1,000 and you always trade on $1,000. So if you want to combine, we combine for you. So instead of 200, you can get to 1,000% a year. If you want to have leverage, you can leverage 2-3 times. But it's again, we're speaking about the clean numbers always. So 163, maybe it doesn't look very impressive as a number, but when you look at this from the perspective that you can do many things around it, it's a very good number. The most important number here for me is that over 163% of the annual profit, you're risking only 14%. Okay? So while Bitcoin went down 50, we are risking only, and sometimes it went much more, like 17 something. We never risk more than 14%. Okay? And this is the most important part of the story. You're making 167, you're risking 14. You can push the profits up, but you're not, like when you push the profits market's up, of course you're increasing your risk as well in a similar fashion. But you have so many options to do it. Like for 1 year, you can do only the profits, take these profits and put it very, very aggressively into the system. So let's go here by the numbers. So the most important numbers that I urge you to always look and to explain to your clients is risk-reward profile. I'm making 163, I'm risking 14. This one is BTC beta, is for the clients that cannot do futures, that are in jurisdictions where you can only use spot trading. So you can only buy and sell. You cannot sell and buy, okay? So this system offers you almost 100% in the profits, right? And 9% in the risk. So again, for every dollar that you're making, only 9 cents you're risking. So it's really impressive. And alpha, a little bit less, 148 against 21, right? That's why we work on this one. It has great potential. Ethereum is much more aggressive than Bitcoin. Excellent potential. I think it will survive maybe even when Bitcoin will have its troubles. So we definitely love this coin. And Ethereum beta is still a little bit struggling. It's doing 92% with 23% drawdown. I'm late for, are you okay guys to stay for another 10 minutes? Yes. Okay. So, okay, evolution. Again, important to understand that Air is evolving. He not only has his list of wishes, he loves, to get these presents from us, but he also evolves. So when we started last year, his performance was 30 on 53. So we had 30% average win, like average profitability per year, and it moved to 70 within a few months. It moved to 160 later, and now in the lab we are at 180. So within 1 year we had 4 generations of AI, of improved versions that improved not only the annual return, but also what I love to explain is the stability. The stability is very important for us. As I said, we love risk, right? But we want good probability. We don't want to go to a casino and give, to put it on black and red, right? We want some stability. That's why we're coming to AI. And the stability for us, we measure it in multiple ways. One of the ways that we measure, we look at the trades. How many trades, how many predictions it made correctly. So this is the number. Like in the beginning, he was at 53, 54. Then it moved to 58, which is very, very good. And then he started to go up and up and up. So will we go ever to 100? I don't think so. It's not possible. But once we land around 85, it will be very stable period for us to trade. So this is like we measure it not only by annual percentage or losses, we measure the stability. And again, it's I'm simplifying it right now. It's lots of different ways we do that. See, we are okay. We're almost there. So last word about limitations. Again, we are at the very beginning. Even that we see these impressive numbers, it doesn't mean that it will continue because something can happen tomorrow. Not COVID, but something else, and Air will be confused, right? New information, he doesn't know how to manage it yet. I can give you like hundreds of different scenarios of what can go wrong, right? So the performance is as good as it's right now, right? So again, be careful and don't oversell it. We kind of anchored the term of BFO, Breakthrough Financial Opportunity, I think in 2021. And this is very close to my heart because, and that's why I love you guys, because I do believe that with current state of affairs, when capital is distributed in a really uneven way, you know the numbers probably, that very small percentage, like 1%, handles more money than the remaining 99% I don't remember, it's like 10 to 90 and so on. But it's really in a way that normal people struggle with their finances, struggle to start saving, struggle to give education that they want and so on. So Breakthrough Financial Opportunity basically says, let's take risks. Let's take the smart risks. And what is a smart risk? Smart risk is about this triangular. We're talking about stable way of making your money. We're talking about controlled risk. As I said, try to get somewhere around 1 cent per 10 cents per each dollar that you're making. So not about red and black, you're making money, you're losing money. Try to be really in good space there, and then higher return. When we're saying higher return, I really love, the extremes. We're talking about hundreds of percent. We're talking about 100%, not 20, not 15. We're talking about hundreds. If you want to deleverage yourself and trade with part of your capital and go to softer box, of course you can do that. But we as a company, we are literally the most interested in this area. So, disclaimer, very important. When you see a disclaimer, it's not just some small and insignificant text. It's actually a summary of important points that you need to think about carefully when you're considering investing. There are 3 main points when it comes to risk disclaimers and understanding the true nature of investing. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Risk capital only should be used. Automatic crypto trading carries a high level of risk and it may not be suitable for all investors. Past performance is not indicative of future results. There are many factors that can affect system performance. Think of previously unimaginable things like COVID. It's same in the market. We just don't know how it will change and how we will need to adapt, how long it will take, and how much could potentially be lost in the process. Use risk capital only. Risk capital only should be used. And you should never connect more than you can afford to lose. This rule is the most important rule of high risk, high return investment. Use only the money that, if lost completely, would not have a harmful impact on you financially. It's money that you can afford to lose. How much can you invest? There is no universal answer. But my suggestion is to use the less is more principle. Do not invest more than 5% of your savings. Especially do not invest your pension funds, your kids' education money, or savings for your next family vacation. Automatic crypto trading carries a high level of risk. This means it may not be suitable for all investors. As we are at extreme level of risk in crypto, in addition to strategy performance risk, we also have execution, exchange, and order execution risk, and multiple other risk factors that can wipe out your investments to zero. Remember this principle again and again, and only use capital that you can afford to lose. By knowing this principle and planning accordingly, you can keep your risk to a minimum while enjoying potential returns. The most important thing when it comes to investment is safety. So always read the risk disclaimers and make sure you understand them. That gives the structure for you and your clients to proceed with this risky investment. And that's what was this presentation about, is this is the first time you've heard that AI is able to predict markets and able to trade markets, okay? So I hope that you internalized it, you went through your doubts, you went through the explanations, and you will be able to say, years to come, this was the place where I heard about this information. When we talk about vision, it's my favorite part, I'm romantic. The vision is, smart will become smarter. And how far smart it will become, we don't know ourselves. I'm not talking about safety of AI systems, this is a different topic. But on the positive side, I hope that it will find a way to improve financial well-being of the humanity and will save us from many, many bad things that happening to us because we don't know how to redistribute wealth or how to manage it correctly. So our effort as AI, as AI system, is basically the first step to understand all the finances, to understand all the economy, to understand all politics, and to think about this as advanced, smart AI system, and think about what can be done with it.
Anna, do you still need me here?
Why?
One of my AI assistants needs help.
Okay, so let's give it up to Ari.
Thank you. Bye, Dubai.
It's bye from Ari, and it's thank you from me. Thank you. And I hope that you will be inspired of the great story where the company, the technical company, created AI, and the people will take it forward and will start using it and will distribute it forward. This partnership for me is extremely important because it's a first step. It's a new partnership. Again, risk disclaimer, new partnership, lots of challenges ahead, but lots of